What is going on, guys? My name is Phamily Shucks and welcome back to another episode of Clash of Clans. To start the video off, I'm going to be showing a defensive replay by Elliot against Dunta from iQuit. Now, judging from the fact that he is using minions in this raid and is taking out the Archer Queen, he is probably using a balloon and minion strategy, which he does end up using. So he will be attacking from this right hand side where his minions are now, and there he goes laying down his balloons. Now he does place down his rages a tad bit early, and also they were fairly spread out, which ends up resulting in his balloons funneling into the center without any rages, and that way it does not enable them to move more quickly into the center to take out that air defense and also that expo. However, now you can see that his balloons are making their way into the center, but they do die fairly quickly and very quickly, which leaves his minions without any defense, probably a meat shield to protect them from that air defense. Now his minions are working their way into the core. They do manage to take out that weakened expo and are working on that one air defense. And now they are going for everything but that town hall, which he probably wanted. The result of them being distracted on other buildings, that far left air defense is slowly picking off all the rest of those minions, which leaves him about 5 to take out the rest of that town hall, which obviously is not enough. So as this defensive replay comes to a close, we will be switching to 2 more live raids, so let's get to it. Alright guys, here we are with our first raid against Go On You Pig. Now these next 2 raids will not be live commentaries, mostly because when I did commentate them live and then when I looked back at the audio, some of the audio cut out, and as a result I'm just doing them as a voiceover. So just looking at this base, you can just see that he is a very premature Town Hall 10, and most of his loot's going to be in the storages, as I'll show you guys later on. So I just decided to take out his Clan Castle troops and also his Barbarian King. He didn't have any Clan Castle troops, which was good. And as I'm showing you guys right now, that I'm just showing you guys the animation of the pumps and mines, just verifying that most of his loot will be in the storages. So I decided to lightning strike 2 of his highest mortars, the level 6 mortars on the left and bottom left hand side, and I'm just going to leave that level 5 mortar alone. So right now I'm just going to lightning strike one of these mortars, and I'm going to do the same for the next. Now you can just see on the top right hand side there is that one gold storage that is very exposed, put in a compartment with just barracks, and I'll just take that out very simply with very minimal troops, just using some barbarians as a meat shield and then just following up with some archers. And as well, he had his dark elixir storage very exposed, so might as well just take it. Now I'm going to be entering more heavily on this bottom right hand side, and I'm going to be doing that by taking out the excess buildings on either side of my entry point. Now the reason I am doing this is so that when I place down my troops will not stray off to the side and do a ring around the rosy around the base, but in fact just go straight into the center as I want them to. So you can just see now I'm just simply deploying some archers and barbarians to take out that compartment right there with the gold storages, and now I'm going to be entering more heavily on this right hand side. Now you just saw that there was a giant bomb there that my archer activated, so then I checked again with the barbarian to make sure that there were no giant bombs anymore, and luckily I took those out before I placed down mass troops, so that way my barbarians and archers will not get taken out so easily. Now once that wizard tower went down, I placed down my clan castle troops, and my clan castle had a very interesting troop composition in there. It had wall breakers, it had giants, and it had a couple balloons, so thank you aDTP for that amazing troop composition. But in fact, those wall breakers proved very effective in this situation. That's such a coincidence that they just happened to help in this raid, because there were some wall breakers in there which I did need to break into that core. So now I'm just taking out that left hand gold storage, just picking that off very simply as the expo is more distracted on the barbarians that are entering the center now. Now there was one gold storage left in the center which I will not be able to take, so I just let my barbarians and archers just run around the center of this base and just take out whatever they can. They do manage to get me that 1 star though by taking out the town hall. However, I do not get the 2 star, which I could have gone for. I was very close, and so that about sums up this raid. You can just see that my archer queen is dying very quickly, probably because of those point defense archer towers, all 3 of them just firing at my archer queen, which took her out very quickly. So this raid will end at 47% with a 1 star. I do get a good amount of gold, not that much, 170,000, which was decent, but I could have done better, and I came away with 9 trophies. So as we move on with the next raid, you can just see that I am using a full out witch army. Well, not really a full out, but I am using a good amount of witches. 13 witches is a ton. I've never actually used witches before, so this is my first witch raid ever. And so I started off the raid by checking if he had any clan castle troops, which luckily he didn't, and then luring out the Barbarian King. Now when the Barbarian King was lured out, I used my clan castle troops, which were supplied with wizards, to take him out. Now I decided also to lightning strike the 2 mortars in the center, which were more protected by walls and also defenses, and then enter from this bottom right hand side with the more exposed mortar. So you can just see right here that I am lightning striking these 2 level 6 mortars, and then now I'm going to be entering from this bottom right hand side, mostly because it is more exposed and it can be easily accessed by just a couple wall breakers and be taken out by my giants. So now I enter with some wall breakers, place down some giants to take out that Tesla which popped up, and then I place down some wall breakers to break that T-junction to the right, so that way when my next set of wall breakers were placed down, they would go directly to break that wall in front of the mortar, so that way my giants will have a nice pass to destroy those defenses in that compartment. Well, now I placed down my witches. I didn't place all of them though because I was scared that the mortar, while it was still alive, would target my witches and then take them out as a group, and I didn't want that to happen. I didn't want my first witch raid to be a fail, but as that mortar is taken out now, there is mostly no more splash that I need to worry about except for the wizard towers. I should have carried at least a jump spell or probably some more wall breakers, so that way they could break into the compartments more easily. So right about this time, my skeletons, witches, and giants are working their way around. They're also going to start targeting the core and try to break into that right about now. Once that wizard tower goes down, that's when the skeletons will break into the center and take out all the storages inside. The sad thing about this was that not all of the loot were in the storages, rather they were in the mines. I should have known that right off the bat. I should have targeted the mines rather than the storages. But sooner or later my witches will work their way around the outside, take out some of the mines, and still leave me with a good amount of gold left. So right about now, they're just taking out, my skeletons are just taking out the center, just cleaning it up. That one wizard tower on the top is doing a great deal of damage against those grouped up skeletons, and sooner or later my witches will break off into a different smaller pack and get taken out, but luckily they also take out that wizard tower at the same time to reduce that amount of damage being done on my other witches as they work their way around. Now you can just see the bottom group of witches are the group that I really only care about because they're going to be the ones who are going to be dealing the most damage against these gold mines. Now they do manage to take out the 2 gold mines and also that cannon, and then they'll slowly work their way up to that dark elixir drill and that last gold mine. Now I won't be able to take all the gold mines. There's one hiding in that top hand corner surrounded by a ton of defenses, but you know, 5 out of 6 gold mines is still a good amount of gold. Now this raid is going to be wrapping up pretty shortly in 10 seconds. We do leave 30,000 gold left, as you can see in that last gold mine, and then my witches are just going to work on that last dark elixir drill and then attack that wall, and that basically finish up the raid, and let's just see how much we get. So we get around 180,000 gold plus 280,000 elixir, so that's pretty good, and also a couple of trophies, not that much, but still good enough. Now we head back to base. I'm going to be upgrading one level 9 wall and just collecting all these collectors and pumps and mines and stuff like that, and that's basically going to sum it up. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded all last week. I had midterms upcoming this week actually. I just finished them, so that was kind of the reason why I haven't been uploading. But there goes one level 9 wall, and that's going to sum it up for this episode, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.